Welcome to Constructive Outrage, a special collective outrage. Constructive Outrage.
Right. You sound like me now.
I know, right? It's been a long night.
It's just water. It's just water.
Night. Dude, look at that. The camera just spent on you guys. It just went out of frame.
It's like the Terminator.
I know, like it has a minor down. But anyway, while we get this situated, we have a very, very special episode. If I could get this camera to go straight, it ain't working. There we go.
The only ones you.
Hey, could you double tap the front of that real quick?
He's missing something.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. We are in frame. We are early. We're here at Collector Zone STATUECON 2024 with no this Sideshow. Why, when I wave my hands, that thing is blinking? Technology is scary.
It's locked and loaded.
But man, let's give it up for Sideshow, who is in the building tonight. We got Anthony. Anthony, introduce yourself.
My name's Anthony Mestas. I'm a project manager at Sideshow Collectibles. 20 years.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everything. 20 years better than
20 years.
I don't know if you guys know this new up-and-comer right here. Could you introduce yourself?
Little Danny. We got Little Danny.
Little D. I'm Daniel Bell, a sculptor at Sideshow Collectibles. 8 years, I think. 9 years, something like that. So, yeah.
Man. All right. And we got, introduce yourself.
Where you at? There you are.
Hey.
My name is here.
I'm Jesse Lincoln. I'm also a project manager for Sideshow, and I've been with them for 19 years.
19 years.
He's right behind
you. Your heart in him. Just hit him.
Yeah, get a year. Damn it.
Yes. And then, we got the one and only Batman on a pole himself. Give it up for
Batman on a pole.
Give it up. Introduce yourself.
My name is Martin Canale. I'm a sculptor as well. I'm 2 years.
Yep.
We are same old.
Yep, both are old.
Yeah.
Dude. It is
We both have less hair.
Yeah, a lot.
These are grandparents.
We are the grandpas here.
And now you guys are getting some people you're mentoring, and so Lala's going to be like, they're going to be the great.
See, elder statesman.
This is just going to be a fun conversation. I will shoot off some questions, but it's just a little get to know them, talk about the industry, figure out how they're going to destroy all of us, because I know we're not leaving here. After all of the shit we be talking, we might not be living here alive.
We have a wedding to go to.
We got a wedding to go to.
A red one.
A nice red wedding. Yep. Shane, could you introduce yourself for the two people that don't know you out there?
Shane,
part of the COC.
Part of the COC.
Yes.
If you're watching the show, you know who I am. And I don't really do anything. I'm not special. I'm with special people. So
he is very special.
That makes you very special.
Yeah.
He needs that red light behind him.
I know, right?
Yeah. Looks like he's got a spaceship.
And then we have critical mass security in the house.
Head of security, yes, that's me.
Yes. We had to bounce some people out of the club last night.
Yeah, we did.
It was crazy. So this first question is for Martin.
Okay.
You're going right into it.
Let's get it started.
How did you feel? How excited you were when you figured out you were sculpting Bishop?
What?
What a surprise!
What a surprise!
I don't know. I sculpted Bishop. I did.
You didn't know Jesse sculpted
All right, this
Bishop.
question is for Daniel. How excited were you when you figured out you were sculpting Bishop?
I think I told you in the show. You asked me on the show about Bishop, right?
Yes.
And I told you, I can't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Nothing of Bishop.
That's just a light way of saying of like,
Yeah, who's
I didn't do it.
Who's good
You
at that?
got like when
It's
I
not here.
It is
It's not here.
No, I don't know who's sculpting
Mike-
it. It was
Mike-
a joke. I
Mike-
was trying to
Yeah.
Mike Thompson.
You
Mike
know.
Thompson.
Mike Tyson.
Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike Tyson, thank you.
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson.
Yeah, him
Mike
too.
Tyson
Mike
Mike
Thompson.
Tyson and
Great
Thompson.
chicken nugget.
Thank you guys for
Tyson.
sculpting.
Yeah, great sculpting.
Y'all hit it for we breaking news here.
Yep.
But no, how did like you guys had to know when we were talking about it because it takes time to, get pieces into production through the pipeline just to get it approved.
Mm-hmm.
So man, how do you guys hold that shit back when you guys are on these shows and they be like, "What do you want to see?" And you're like, "Bishop," and y'all just have to be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, it could be."
It's
maybe.
Especially you, because
It's
I know
so hard.
you.
I don't know. It's so hard for me because it is. There are pieces that you made. I don't know, 2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and then you just see people asking for, you should be doing this or that.
Yeah.
I already did it, but I can't tell you.
I know.
It's basically called, do you still want to keep working at Sideshow?
You
like
have
the
a-
job,
Yep.
just-
It's like,
How important is his job?
do I
to
tell people what's going on or do I want a job? And
you?
it's
Keep
usually
your
like,
mouth shut.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
You know what? I gotta lock the. I'm gonna lock the tracking on it. I think that's the problem. It has this hand gestures, and then it starts tracking. So, tracking.
well, the thing is,
It's cutting Shane out a little
from
bit.
Argentina, they talk a
Whatever.
lot with their hands.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's-
Now it should
That
be
camera's
fine.
going to be jumping everywhere.
Yeah. So,
Maybe I can do it something like this.
Yeah.
Let's try to.
Be real tough to have a conversation.
So
like that.
now it's not moving. So we should be good. But yeah, no, you were mentioning. I know Anthony. You got this question a lot too. How do you handle, especially as a project manager, and you also been a sculptor, artist, or painter, like everything? Did you do everything?
I wouldn't say sculpting, but model
He's saying
building
Model building
and
that
making
was it.
collector, you name it.
Yeah.
What's the question about?
The question is like when you're on these shows or you're talking
Right.
to people.
So
that you
same
might
question.
not- Same question.
Same question.
Same exact question.
Like I said, I mean, back when I was in the paint department,
Mhm.
it was tough because just any artist it's just natural where you want to share your art with
Yeah.
everybody. Forget Sideshow or product or anything. It's just
Mhm.
natural where you're like, look at what I painted. You want people to see it and get feedback.
Yeah.
It switches off to when you're at work and you're like, I can't show this to
Yeah.
anybody.
Oh my goodness.
And it's tough, but you just end up dealing with it, And early on, it was just like, well, listen, I don't know if you guys can stay off and not say anything. So stay out the forum, stay out of there. It's
Yeah.
too tempting,
Avoid it.
It's too
Avoid
tempting. It's like
temptation.
waving, it's so easy for you to just slip up and say something, and then all hell breaks loose.
Do you guys have a Tom Holland, meaning somebody who just can't keep it in, that you have to tell them not to go on an interview?
Tell him.
There's a reason why I'm not on my
Just to spill beans. Okay, so
I don't know if you know.
I know who to talk to now.
on the show.
His nickname's Loose Lips. Loose Lips Lincoln.
Oh man, loose
I
lips.
tell that or I think.
We're going to be friends,
There
Jesse.
we go. You got our next
Yep.
guest right here. We'll get it out of him. No, man, it's cool. Like Bishop is a long way to carry. I know for me, almost everybody on my panel. I don't have to speak for the guys here, but I know me, Rashid, are all just like waiting for that Bishop.
Yep.
Knowing so many people are waiting for it, and there's so many versions of it.
Yeah.
What is the process like to narrow down to the version that you guys ultimately get to, without having to spoil what is that?
This guy's right here.
Your magic.
There you go.
He can answer that.
I think it's just knowing that there's so many people that are passionate for that character. But I think it goes back to what I think a lot of the collectors are saying and asking. I mean, in general, everybody knows what Bishop they want to see.
Yeah.
Which is the one that's
The one that you're
everything,
doing.
man. I'm tiptoeing now. Which is
When
the
I'm dancing.
one. Let's see here. Yeah.
Back
What
that
does
thing
he
up.
go into static mode? No, it's like are you an old school Bishop fan? Are you a new school Bishop fan? So you really have to weigh it. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you feel people are most comfortable with or want to see? I mean, it's not that hard to really kind of. I think what it comes down to is options. I think you know the look,
Mhm.
but it's like now there's some options that can go with that look.
Show them a picture. Show them a picture.
Yeah, he's got the pictures in his phone. You heard it here first, folks.
It's early. This is the first day. Let's relax here.
Oh,
Take it easy.
first date. I mean, that might be.
Man,
more
I haven't even had a beer or anything yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm over here
Marcos,
giving them
we
water.
need
You're such
alcohol.
squares.
Yeah.
No,
This ain't vodka.
All of the alcohol. No, but it's cool because like what I was saying when we first found out about the reveal,
Mhm.
that's when you know that there's a piece that has a lot of energy behind it.
Mhm.
All you need is the title to get people excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, why are they doing this or why? Like it's just they're doing it.
Yep.
You know, that's all you need to let people know is they're doing.
And I was
it.
watching from afar after when that title hit.
Yeah,
You know, I got home from work and I was like, let me fire up and see what's going on.
yeah.
And every podcast that was up, it was like everybody after they're doing their jibber jabbing and stuff.
You didn't need no.
And then it's
finger.
like boom, Bishop's up. And everybody's talking about just the title of Bishop alone
Yeah.
for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm going, this is a good thing, but it's also people get so excited
Yeah.
that
You
that
gotta
now
take
they're
it,
like
that's-
Yeah.
now they're like
Will be
when the
really-
drop hits.
Got to live up to the hype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think everybody's gonna be pretty happy with it.
That's what I did because I'm like, for a character that's so important, a lot of people have been waiting. You can't really go to the new stuff
Right,
without giving the people like I'm a new Bishop fan.
I think I was gonna say I thought
Yeah.
it was you where you were like you were going through you guys were going through all the
Pictures,
images
yeah.
and I was like, man, he picked the lamest
that was
version of
bad.
Bishop.
Oh!
And I was like, what is going on here?
You know what?
It was awful.
Yeah.
You are absolutely. I think.
And he
that
kept
was-
saying through the whole thing, he's like, hey, I know I'm in the
the only
minority,
one. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
I
but
wanted-
this is my Bishop. And I was like, well,
It ain't gonna be me
say
too
no.
on Messiah complex. I know that for a fact.
You see that picture of Bishop and you go, who is that?
Yeah.
I don't even know this character.
But that's what is very important
right.
because you can't be selfish in this game neither. Like
No, but I mean-
I know what I want,
Right.
but I know the majority don't want that, right? So it's sort of like no. Don't give me what I want. Give everybody what they want. I will still support that with the hopes that now we could get some variations of this character because the first one sold.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I don't know which direction you guys going, but I think that will be a great direction.
The one with the split on half with the white thing, the Queen Aliens behind.
Alien Bishop?
Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
talking
not
about
that-
from
it's not
Aliens?
that one?
No. Oh, no.
That's wrong Bishop.
Damn.
Different Bishop.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's-
Are you talking about X-Men? I don't know.
That's
I thought we were talking
Talking
about.
about the android?
Yeah.
I thought that's what we're talking
This
about.
is over.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
An exclusive Queen Alien.
Yeah, that's what we meant. That's Jesse's ripped over.
Yeah.
So then I don't have any pictures to show.
He's definitely gonna have
Fatty,
a
you
picture.
had the white.
I'm so
white
confused.
stuff going in. Yep. All right.
Okay,
so
it's out now.
you got it. So
Everybody
guys,
knows.
calm down. It's not Bishop from the
Pre-order
X-Men.
tomorrow.
You're talking about the aliens, Bishop.
Blind PO.
I definitely want the one with the mullet, the Jerry curl with the mullet.
All right, while we on this streak, you guys are like, I don't know if you guys caught, but I did a show that I never did. A piece inspired me to pop out, do a show, just on that succubus because I think you guys nailed every single.
That was
aspect of
Jesse's project that he.
That was your project, Jesse.
Yeah, that was mine.
How the hell did you guys get to doing the succubus? And me, I think it's so smart that you chose something you could be original with, but has lore tied to it. So I can place that character in any fantasy novel I read, any The Witcher games that I've played, and be like, this is a freaking beautiful rendition of a succubus.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There was a lot of work that went into that because because everybody has an idea of that. It's not something like Bishop, where everyone has a vision of like, oh, okay, it's kind of set in stone. For that, it started out one way, and as everyone got involved, and everyone put their 2 cents in and got involved in it, all these other great ideas started, generating, and it really did evolve. And it was, sometimes it was hard to kind of keep going in these different directions. And it went this way for a little while, and then went that way, and then all of a sudden it found its place where it needed to be. It almost had to be designed as we were sculpting it.
And I know a lot goes into like landing on an iteration. After you iterated, a lot of steps, a lot of changes. But that was some of the smoothness. Like I was like, I could imagine what the 2D looked like, and then see how it was sculpted and how they execute on that concept. And I was just sort of like, and then when it came down to the price, I was on CMP. Shout out to Casual Nerd. I was on CMP's show. I didn't see this piece. I didn't. I would think I was on vacation. Came back, seen it. I'm just everybody's talking. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Everyone's talking. I'm just sort of like, and I was like, I love it if they get the price right, because we don't know how the business work, but we know we always talk about licensing fees and all of that. I'm like, this being original, Shane talked about it, Critical talked about it. I was like, if they get this around between $600 and $700, like this piece is gonna fly. It's gonna fucking, it's gonna, excuse my language. It's gonna fly.
Yeah, I think all of us here owe the sculptor Steve Lord a drink, because he put a lot of heart and soul into it. Succubus.
The succubus. The female.
Okay.
The wings, the devil girl.
There you go. There you go.
Get him out of here.
He's like, that ain't a Marvel character. I don't know.
Hey, I'll show you.
Little Danny's like, I didn't sculpt that. I don't know anything about it.
Y'all can buy one, right? I think
He was available for pre-order right now, Danny.
No, I pre-ordered day one when it came out.
Yeah, Critical pre-ordered. We were talking
It's
about
right here. Don't look at my code.
You didn't know the name. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
It's probably code names
I
and stuff.
didn't know the name.
But no, like we seen
$6.45.
it.
That's a hell of a price.
And that was like $6.45. So it came in
$6.45.
$5 under what I would think it would be the perfect
There you
price.
go.
Doubt.
You win.
Yeah, and no, it was just like, and I even said like, shout out to the Sideshow financial team, because they even understood the assignment. Like,
Yes,
they came
they
to
did.
play.
They got my money.
It was sculpted
That was
beautifully.
definitely one that had a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
Ricky, Tom, myself, Anthony even jumped in on this.
A little bit. Yep.
And Kat painted it. She did a wonderful job.
Cassatini
Yep.
built this.
We even
piece.
went back too, because in the base there's the blood dripping.
Everybody loves that.
I love that
Everybody
effect.
loves that.
Dripping
I
up.
love
So
that
it's
effect.
Then as we're going through, we got to go back and get this. We got to do all this in clear.
How
So we
you
went
know.
back and she was painting, get all that submission was in clear. The wings are in clear. I mean, it really.
Such a beautiful piece.
Yeah,
It was good to see too, though, that the effect, because some people might think like, I know how people get and they like to pick and poke and critique, thinking like, well, blood doesn't gonna splash down and go up that high, and they understood what was the intent was that it was kind of going up and it was pulling up, and I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and then
Credit.
that's the skull. She's drinking
Yeah,
down.
That was one of the first things I noticed about it and what I love.
Oh, yeah,
was the
yeah.
blood
Yeah.
getting pulled up.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, to me, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
it's
Perfect.
Good.
Yep, that's a good thing.
What I love too is also like we always talk about expressions, and that's it can live or die. Like I love her. I love it's almost like an exit she's having, because she's
very
indulging in it.
lusty.
Yes.
Yeah,
Lustful.
she's very lusty,
Yeah.
but also very tasteful, and I love when they can include other aspects of the body into the like she's using her hand to even sell it, like so she's bringing her hand into the expression to actually even emphasize it more, which I thought was freaking awesome.
Even getting paint on that too. It changes a lot from you see it in the sculpt and there's no paint on it.
And
So
then you see it.
Anthony was sitting there putting some digital paint over it to see like, is this going to work?
It's like, I don't know.
Let's go back, and then we'll go back to Steve and go, Steve, man, looks great, but we got to change it.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
She's
so
beautiful.
There's a lot of back and forth.
It is tricky
All
because
that.
like with any of the female pieces, we see one like whether it's Steve or Danny or Martine or whoever, when we don't see paint on it, or like we can wrap our heads because we've been doing it for so long, but especially with female figures, it's like and this isn't in a bad way, but if you see a woman without makeup, she looks one way. You put makeup on, they're experts. They're experts at highlighting and shadowing and eyeshadow. I mean, you see women on on social media doing makeup tutorials, and they love doing their transformation things and everything. Yeah, it's the same thing in paint. To where it's like, I don't know, this looks like this is good or sexy, or because you don't see the eyebrows, you don't see anything, you don't see the lips, but once the paint goes on it, I mean, it's like, all right, this totally, it becomes even that much more. It's the icing on the cake, I always say.
That's crazy. So like, you guys seem to collaborate a lot. How often do you guys are siloed off with certain IP like Star Wars, this might be this guy, originals might be you. Anthony, what do you focus on? Or is it just who's available, bandwidth?
It's who's available, but it's also like Martin's known for comic book stuff. And I think I know in one of the podcasts, Martin's like, I don't really do female. I'm not a female
talk to him,
sculptor,
learn
you know. And then you see Danny doing all the comic, the very stoic kind of comic stuff. Jesse, everybody knows he's into Star Wars and some of that stuff. Me, I'm like the monster guy, but I could go with whatever. But I mean, everybody has their interests and their strong points. And
try to Cameron, where you go, Cameron?
Hey,
and we try to bias. We try to bias a little bit.
Keep him on track.
Just focus on right here.
Always on Crippler.
Get on little Danny.
He knows when,
It ain't even
likes them
moving.
all.
Yeah,
I think it was the hand.
You know what? We're going in, guys.
I thought you turned it
Ah,
off.
there it goes. Look.
Center.
There.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's like a little robot.
Yeah,
It
hello,
is.
Robert.
That robot don't
You
like
can put
listening
some tape
though.
there,
Sometimes.
right?
Yeah.
Way to move.
Yeah. Who has the super glue? We'll just glue
Yeah.
that
I know.
together.
Stay there.
There you
Cameron.
go.
We'll do it the
Yeah,
sideshow way.
And it did it
Some
again.
accelerator and some super glue.
Little duct tape will go a long way.
Hey, chat,
That
if you
camera
guys
really
have
likes
any
you.
questions for anyone at Sideshow, feel free to leave them there and we'll try to get to them.
So if you guys are working on a project, and let's say they give a couple painters, a sculptor, whatever, project manager, and then you kind of need help. Are you allowed to go and poach people and ask them for help, or do you need
Yeah, we
permission
can.
to do that?
Internally?
Yeah,
Yeah.
internal.
Oh, yeah.
Internal.
course.
By all means.
That is
Okay.
when better work.
Team
Yeah.
effort.
So anyone can basically work on any project if they're
Yes.
invited to by the
Yeah.
Like,
people.
like
Okay,
voice
maybe
to,
no
to,
work.
to give a feedback or
Right.
something. Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
sure.
awesome.
That's
You
the
know
best
what?
way sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, no,
No, please.
No, I was about to
Yeah,
say,
sure.
sometimes you guys get to, like, you guys did the Batman Joker piece
Yeah.
together, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that. Like, how did that come about? Was it something that you had the idea, and then
Martin
you helped
had
it?
the
Martin had the idea.
No, the idea come from Tom and
No, I mean the
Richard.
idea of working together.
Yeah.
working together on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
working together.
Well, that come like a call. Like this will be a kind of first diorama 1/4 scale.
Yeah,
The idea was
yeah.
working with different artists. We handle this aesthetic of the comics. So
Yeah, I mean, like in the design gets vetted and it starts getting talked about, and once you have, then it kind of works its way. The evolution out of that is like who would be ideal for this,
yeah.
and like I said earlier, the two big comic book guys, it kind of goes like, oh, of course we got to get Danny and Martin. Everybody knows, Martin loves the Joker. I mean, I think I've known Martin before we even started working at Sideshow.
Really?
So we go back even
Way
further
back.
than for 20 years.
Was
And-
it company or just
no, because we were model kit dorks.
Oh,
Yeah, we were the model kit guys. So
This guy was
we're the other nerds.
yeah.
But at the-
Before official we
yeah.
professional nerds.
now you're professional. Now you get paid for that.
Yeah.
Professional nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
professional nerds. But Martin was always in, not to go too far off, but I mean, I knew his love for the Joker. He'd done some model kits of the Joker and
Oh,
of
yeah.
Batman and everything. I
Asylum
actually still
Family,
have.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And so it was just, and everybody at Sideshow knows throughout, he's been there, like you said, for 19 years. They know Martin is like ideal. And same thing with Danny, even though, he's been there 8 years. It's like he's doing all of the comic book stuff. It's like, tag team wrestling. Who
Yeah.
you want on that team, have those guys do it. It'd be, plus, they're both Argentina.
They got some good shit. in
And
the
also we
world.
have a
They got some really good
communication between.
ones.
So we are every day talking or by
Yeah.
week sharing what we are doing and asking what do you think about this one or what do you think about that. So
It's
Yeah.
crazy
So
because it's Batman and versus the Joker, but it really is like two of the Superman and Batman working together on a piece
Yeah.
of like the sculpting world.
But
Just
it-
the league.
But even like
And
you
yeah.
were saying about the collaboration, like
Yeah.
you were Batgirl. That was your thing, but then you still got help from
For
other people
Clayface, yeah.
Sure.
you
Yeah.
weren't sure about,
Yeah.
and you collabed with that.
Yeah. Well, with Martin, we have an issue that I wanted to make a Joker,
Yeah.
but we were fighting the whole day.
Joker mine. He's like Joker mine.
Joker.
It's like,
My
I'm the
friend.
elder statesman.
Martin,
I'm the-
You know what? You can bring in on the project. I will do it.
That's
the basic.
You're the new one, so let me choose. Yes, sir.
You are the newbie. You are the newbie.
Yep, that's what it said.
Young boy.
Yeah, seniority.
Little D.
Yep.
I got a question for you guys. Maybe you could give us a little insight. So, arguably, two of the most popular lines for Sideshow, X-Men and Batman. So, for a long time, people have been wanting a Riddler and like a Bishop. I'd say they're arguably the two most wanted. What kind of takes so long for something like that? And then what all of a sudden makes Sideshow go, you know what? Yeah, let's give him a Riddler. It's been 11 years. Let's give him, for example, like how does that come about, and why does it take so long to come about?
I
don't know.
The project manager stuff up to the project
Anthony,
like this.
Back to Anthony.
project manager.
Anthony,
What was the question?
Yeah. Wait, where are we? What are we talking
where
about?
am I?
No, I mean, I've talked about this a little bit, and it's really, it seems like it's all of a sudden because we've never done it.
Right.
It's been discussed, but I mean, there's such a big array of characters that we're always dealing with or working with. Sometimes, you know, it's not apparent to the collector, but sometimes there's a list of characters that we commit to a line list of characters. Like it could be a year ahead where we have to develop a line list. And if those characters aren't something that's in that line list, they're not going to get developed, you know, throughout. But at some point, and sometimes it's the licensors or a movie. You know, what movie's coming out? The licensor might be like, we got a Spider-Man movie coming out. You guys need to be doing a Spider-Man.
Kind of push
you know,
Spider-Man.
they definitely will.
Makes sense.
And other, you know, so you know, Bishop. It's like Bishop. Nobody's paying attention to Bishop. They're not going to.
And there hasn't been a regular.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And
Okay.
even some of the, you know, even though it's two different licensors, they're not, they in their eyes or whatever it may be is like, this isn't something that we feel needs to be pushed. These are our main characters, but we still have a little bit of say internally on like, we want to propose this character and get it in the mix. And it's kind of almost the same way. You could only fit so many SKUs per year, and you got to go down the list and go, this. Hey, how about a Riddler? Well, I don't know if this is going to be something that we need to get in there, but eventually,
So it doesn't make the cut. until
right,
it does.
right, just like a football, like a
Timing.
team or
Okay.
something.
Sometimes we'll have
You need to
intentions
wait on
start
bench.
I'm used to it.
Yeah,
timing
saying?
is something too. Well, we've had designs that have been around
Yeah.
for years and years
Yep.
and years, and then we finally go, oh, this is the time now.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Put this into the.
it's like put him in, coach. You know, and get in there.
Yeah, because like
Hold on.
for a long time we were talking about Nightcrawler. We were hammering for that, and you guys gave it to us, and
And
it
you
was
killed it.
awesome.
Well, the funny thing is all the characters that you're talking, those are the characters I was like, man, we need to do a Nightcrawler. Man, we need to do a Penguin. We need to do so
Penguin,
I was
yeah,
even
exactly.
inside. I was, you know, internally, I'm saying these things.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I'm able to speak on it a little bit more, because I'm like, hey, we need to be doing these things, and then I realized that's not part of where we're going with it, and I have to just go, all right, well, there's always next year. Or there's always, so with the people always asking for these things, and then when they do hit, it feels like it's like, wow, Sideshow just woke up and decided to do these things.
From the outside.
Yeah, and it's like,
Help.
they're there.
Yeah.
They're just kind of hanging out. And but yeah, no.
And that was also a piece of order day one when it came up. Hello? Non-refundable deposit.
Yeah,
Boom. Let's go.
we got some good ones. Yeah,
Nightcrawler.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. I've always been a big fan of Nightcrawler, so I was like, I'd love for us to do another Nightcrawler. You know,
It's
that's.
time,
I
right?
think so.
Just a follow up to that. At one point, you guys came out with your poison ivies, and I think there were 3 of them within 6-8 months.
Yeah.
All 3 are
That was crazy.
awesome, by the way. But what was the thought process there, releasing like 3?
I
in such
remember
a
the
close-
pain you guys got.
Oh, the pain.
I just pre-ordered this one and now
But I like that one better.
That's
We
a
knew you
I'm
had
gonna get
3
about-
spots ready to go.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I guess I got to get all 3 of them.
that's a good question, because sometimes we're even going like,
What the hell?
Maybe space it out a bit.
you know, poison ivy.
But they're all nice.
They
Yeah.
are. They really are.
The like variants, but they were.
Yeah, one of them was a variant. Was a
I call
darker,
one the
was
dirty
a
We did the
green.
dark
Right,
one, and then
right.
she had 2 colors,
Yeah.
and then we had we had
Had
the
the
other
one where
one.
she was kind of like a bombshell.
Yep,
She was
yep.
sitting down.
Yeah. There were 3, right?
Yeah.
And then each one had a variant.
Because wasn't there the one that remember the one that had kind of a lot of cleavage showing? And
Yeah.
we had to,
Yes.
we had to block it up.
Oh, never block the cleavage.
Not our choice.
Sideshow.
That wasn't our choice.
Not
No.
our choice either.
We won't talk about the licensees because I know that's a whole.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole-
I'm
the
just
whole
saying
thing.
it wasn't our choice.
Yeah.
I could be saying it wasn't my choice. It could be,
No. So how often do you guys get? Does it help or does it hurt you guys' cause? Like if eternally, you guys want to go a certain direction. Maybe it's like it could be anything as paint color or scope or how many switch outs you want. How much do that just comes from top down versus like if you guys get somebody having sort of like articulate take from the outside, maybe a review show, whatever, talking about it. Do you guys ever collect that data or like just from? There's a bunch of shows. You got art shows. You got on Tuesdays there's shows. CMP, Cool Nerds. You know, all of these guys are talking about it. Is it just white noise or could it be helpful at some point?
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in real quick on this, but I mean, because this is it. You know, I'll talk on this, but even the sculptors can talk on it because they'll propose. You know, what if we do this alternate? Martin loves to put, Easter eggs and variations and I mean, to a point sometimes we're like, man, we can't have 20 we can't have 20 Easter eggs on this thing, man.
Why not?
Martin's like, but this is what the fans want. And I'm like, wait, dude,
Give the people what they want.
I know, but you know, come on now. Yeah, I mean, no, it's definitely we listen, but I think it's a lot of times it's the characters that we do dictate what we do. You know, does the character have the ability to have, you know, 2 different heads, whatever, you know, without like on some of the characters, it's like, all right, their uniform is this costume or this uniform. It wouldn't make sense to have a swap out head from another version because then you'll get, you know, you guys, the collectors, they'll be going, man, they got this head from this one and they screwed it all up, you know, and it's like, but everybody wanted to swap out different portraits, and it's like, well, we gave you different portraits. Now everybody wants to swap out body to go with the out portrait. It's like so, but I mean, it is.
Some statute doesn't need an exclusive version.
I agree.
Alternative version, you know. Sometimes if you put an exclusive, it's going to ruin the entire concept because it doesn't need that.
Right.
You know,
or
that's
it
true.
Doesn't match but like
it doesn't match
my
the
pet
style.
peeve is the like the Kingdom Come. Like there's a Kingdom Come. Sometimes you can't just switch out a Kingdom Come portrait because he
doesn't have the Kingdom Come body.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. Yeah. And so like, I'm like, if they're gonna do it, like for me, my OCD would be like that just doesn't match. I'm gonna use the one that is there, but I'm only one style of collector, and there's so many like, and it's sort of like I know what I want, but then there's people just be like, got to get this switch out, this switch out, this switch out, and I never subscribe to that, but I know a lot of my peers and colleagues do. Yeah. So I know that's got to be hard. Is that something you guys deal with too? It's like, no, this is my vision. This doesn't.
There's also that. Yeah. You'll get these guys going like, man, this is ruining it.
Well, there's actually a couple of pieces that you guys have done that I prefer the original, the collector's edition over the swap out like that. That last Black Widow you guys did with her on the similar to the one with her and Captain America. She had swap out hair with the red hair going to the side. I actually like the short hair better. Then I actually like the red hair, but so I keep that one on her.
But some of those make more sense. Yeah. It's like something like that because then it's like it's still the same character, but it's like, you know, like you said, long hair or short hair.
Yeah, it's plausible.
It's almost like you have 2 different statues now. If you want to display it one way for a year, you want to display it a different way for a year, or whatever it may be. It gives options as opposed to like they're just putting stuff in there, and at the end of the day, you start tagging on extra portraits or a bunch of stuff. Price goes up. Next thing you know, you have collectors going, "How is this piece $1,200?" You know, and it's like, "Well, we're giving you swap out heads and lighting and you know everything else." And it's like,
Also, another piece that you guys had that I did that with was that Batgirl coming through the skylight. When she's coming down through the skylight.
The one,
I don't use the exclusive one. I use the collector's edition. I like that better.
Oh yeah.
The other one, she's like smiling, more playful. She's not taking it serious. But with the collector's edition, she means business. She's got that blank expression, like I'm coming in here to kick some ass, like right now. And that's one I use mostly.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for answering that. We got a very important question. Martin, Daniel, when you guys found out that you guys were collaborating again on Wolverine Weapon X, how did that make you feel?
Look at these guys. Did I? Hold strong, guys. They're trying to get you.
Marco's drinks.
No,
more drinks.
No, so you guys revealed the Weapon X, right?
We did the teaser.
It is Martin's.
Yeah, I told you that on the show. I think that Weapon X was
Martin's. Yeah.
I shared that on my
Instagram. But he's not following you.
No, I know that. I know that now. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Adios. He's leaving now.
These guys,
we're losing talent.
I've been traveling, so I will get back. You remember when you guys dropped the Bishop? I was literally coming back from a family reunion.
I know.
I was just like, yo. And so but you guys are so on the necks of everybody else because people are finding out stuff. We're here with you guys, and they're like, hey, Hulk vs. Wolverine coming. I'm like, what the? What?
The gray version.
I was just like, the gray version. That was enough.
Yeah, it's on the internet. It's on Facebook.
It's got to be real.
It's got to be real. It's on Facebook.
We both know.
No, that's not it.
But that
go back.
That's the funny thing because even like you
let's
mentioned
talk about
Weapon X.
We don't talk about that.
I know that it was getting ready to get teased and stuff.
Yeah,
but I didn't know when the tease was hitting. So I can.
No, we don't need to talk
like
about
I said,
that.
I could get out of work and I could go home and I open up Instagram and I'm like,
okay.
They dropped the tease and I didn't know. So now I'm like, all right.
You didn't
So
spill
you guys have
it's out there. It's legal.
What does that day and day look like from concept to like finish? Because like,
all the time to guess.
what's very interesting about it is like there's also a marketing aspect of it, right?
Yeah,
and usually you guys do what you got to do. I'm assuming you put it in their hands and they figure out what's the best.
There's a definite marketing strategy because that's how we'll talk internally, Jesse and everybody, Martin. We always have ideas like, we need to show it this way, or we need to do this, or what about this announcement? They'll take the information, but they definitely have a strategy that when it hits and there's reasonings behind it where most people, not even us, might not be privy to, like, why are they waiting this long, or what's the plan? There's a whole plan. They got a whole department set up for how they're dropping these things and where they fit in, and even to the point to where they might drop, and then before you know it, the following week they're like, no, we're not dropping that, we're shifting it over. But it's usually planned around events like it used to be San Diego, or now it's SideshowCon or whatever. So that, and then we do a spectacular and all of this stuff. And so throughout the year there's so many events and so many planned deals where they do the drops. And
you mentioned STATUECON, which is coming up next week or the week after?
I think it's the week after.
Sideshow. You said STATUECON. I was like, wait, where are we?
STATUECON.
I thought I was.
STATUECON's on the brain.
He's still jet lagged.
I know. SideshowCon. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Like the industry's changed.
Yeah, I think it's started, right? At least
July 1st.
July 1st. So it's just continue going.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
So do you
just
guys
gets bigger
miss
and bigger.
the presence of a physical, like you said, like it's online, but do you guys go to California or because I know sometimes you have a bit. I remember you were there for the Batman, the Dark Knight, and you guys going over the paint and the lightning bolt, and you seen it for the first time. He's like, the lightning bolt is brighter than that's super cool. Like, how's the industry changing and moving forward with like the way they engage with their fans? Is it better, worse? Like, what are the trade-offs now for you guys as sculptor, talent artists, and then also as project managers of like what do you guys feel is the best engagement strategy with the community?
There's give and take on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like this. Like we are engaging with fans.
This is awesome, buddy.
This is awesome.
And you guys, and this is what I'd like to do. This is where it's like we get to sit here and talk, and get to know each other, and really, really kick around and
have a couple of drinks.
Yeah, but when everything's online, the benefit to that is we really get to control what we want to show. How we want to show it, and
I wonder what the balance of that is, right? Yeah. Because it's awesome because you're like, one is like the control, because it's coming from, you get to control it, and you guys know what you guys want. You know how you can show it in the best possible light.
Right.
Then there's the other aspect.
There's the fan aspect.
It's sort of like what's missing is like when there was a con.
Right.
I would watch everything. I would watch. If Batman was there, Delaney was there, Jim Mint was there, I would watch all of them because I'm just like, I remember seeing the X-Men and just wanting to get it and absorb it.
It's different because it's, we see it from an aspect from a company. I think Jesse and I and probably Martin and Daniel as well, but we still see it from I can still see it from a collector's standpoint because I collect.
Yes.
But the thing is as a company, the last thing it's weird. It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
You want fans at like a San Diego Comic-Con seeing it for the first time in person and seeing what the feedback is because they're seeing the physical piece in front of them.
Yeah.
And stuff. There's a weird catch-22 because a lot of times you get people that are with their phones and they're going snap and they're taking close-up shots and glares and flashes and heads are pinched and foreshortening going on. And then those pictures get circulated, and I'll even see them. And I'm like, man, that looks awful. I know it doesn't look like that. And then it snowballs, and people go, that looks like shit. And I'll wait till I see it myself in person or whatever, and we're just like, man, this, And we also we put our own, and that's where our feed started coming into play, where we were doing our own live feed from the shows and popping the cases off and everything. But now, the main thing is COVID hit. It created a whole thing where
I work from home because of it. I'm thankful for you, COVID.
Everybody was doing that, and
I still have to go to work every day. I drive a bus.
And he was like, "Let me put on 3 masks."
Really. Hey, if you didn't have a mask, you couldn't get on the bus.
Yeah, man.
No, the thing that we're doing right now, like revealing a statue before you have the actual features of the piece. We're revealing in 3D, showing you the sugar file. You can see the 360 degrees.
That's what I was going to get at. Because when COVID hit, you had to shift. So it's like, all right, we don't have the opportunity to be at these shows. These guys don't have the opportunity to go down there and showcase and talk with fans or anything. But the shift was now it's podcast and live transmission from Sideshow, which allowed us not to fool anybody, but show everything in its best possible light. Now we had people there that could talk without all the outside noise and discuss things. It evolved into, like Danny and Martin are saying, we could show the digital files and rotate, and it just keeps evolving to even like to what we're doing right now. I mean, some of these podcasts, the past 4 or 5 months, you weren't really seeing anybody on. I mean, Danny had his own, and Martin was popping in and out, but you weren't seeing artists or project managers on other people's things. So it's evolving, and it's allowing us to kind of the shift from the physical cons to a more digital. Where now people are more they're comfortable tuning into podcasts and Zoom and Skype and everything, and that's created a whole new kind of avenue to share fandom and everything, awesome. Which is really cool.
Because I think, and I'm not saying this with Sideshow, I think companies in general, if they feel like the reach has to be, we need everybody to like everything, and that's very hard because it's impossible, right?
You can't do it.
So I think stuff like this is more of like create the opportunity for people to experience as much as possible and figure out what they like. Right. And if they don't like something, articulate it in a way where it's not trash and it's subjective.
Right.
Everybody has. Sometimes you change your mind when you're talking to someone. Now that I got your point of view, I'm like, actually, now I see your point of view. I like that.
Yeah. There's pieces that I've seen that I confirmed that I love. There's pieces that I thought were great. Was like, okay. and there's pieces that I thought were okay with, like, holy shit, you know what I mean? And so like I think that's sort of what's missing in a very controlled environment. So I say a lot to say with Sideshow interest in bringing people, because it's a double. You don't want anybody to be like, everything is great, everything is wonderful. That gets no benefit to nobody.
We know everything isn't great. Even,
exactly, right?
Even internally, we're like, you have people that go, I love this piece that we just did. And then sometimes we look and we go, we could have did this, or we could have did that, or wow, this came out really great.
Sometimes it's just confirming what you guys are saying.
It takes me a minute. Sometimes I can be working on something and not be 100% behind it. And then
ask Jesse about succubus. We go back to succubus.
homie.
Man, that beat started and it was like.
But sometimes I have to step away and I don't see it for a while, and all of a sudden I come back and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're so.
You get tunnel vision.
Exactly.
And you have to step away and take a look.
That is
each one of you guys did that. Yeah. Each guy, Succubus, Batgirl, and Wolverine now are just sort of like pieces that are just like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I know there was a lot more that got into it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like future cons, would they be getting some more out? It doesn't need to be us. It's just more, we talk about this on all of the shows. Like, it'll be cool to see voices in it, because then it sort of gives it a more of a like an honest way to be able to cover it if you know the person is coming with no ill intent and always going to try to give constructive feedback in a way where it's like, if they can critique it, it's going to be very thoughtful, and if they love it, usually if I love something, I can't control it, so it's just going to be like, oh, like fucking shit, right? You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's something that they open it up. I think that's the only thing.
I mean, I think it's good. I think more of this type of stuff. Yeah. And I think Sideshow is seeing the benefit of these types of things, not just from our own putting it out, but also fan based type stuff, to where I think there's some credibility to where you guys can interact with the artists. Yeah. And because what happens is you're in the collectors are in a vacuum. And when they're in a vacuum, they're left to assuming and filling in the blanks when they don't have really anything to go by. And it could be where we're all going like, man, these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're making up so much wacky shit. And you just sit there and you go like, oh, this isn't how it is. But get on the phone. We're driving down to Michigan. This is a bullshit. We're going to Michigan.
DEFCON 1.
How much vacation do you have? We're taking some extra days. We're going to straighten this shit out.
No, but also another point is having the chance for Martin and I to talk with the collectors and explain a little bit the work behind the statue. I think it adds value to just, it is a piece of resin there. It's not only that, it's a lot of thought on it. We were through this process, or we put this because of, sometimes I heard, I don't know, reviewers saying, this thing is there because of this. And no, it's not. No different meaning. Let me explain. Give me the chance to explain why I did it. Why I did it like that. So having the chance is awesome.
Exactly. Our doors are always open for stuff like that, because I think that conversation it's what's going to allow your point of view to be out there without trying to be like force people to like it, but get an understanding of where you are coming from and get a perspective that's missing to help them get a fuller picture. But man, let's see a question we have from Harvey Dent 13. He says, what is your favorite current MCU hero? His is Harvey's is Scarlet Witch. Do you guys have a favorite MCU hero?
No, these two do.
So wild thing.
Jesse said, not it.
Megan Thee Stallion, switch out.
Twerking.
No offense.
That's a tough one.
So many.
I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, I also think. Martin
has one.
Wolverine.
With who?
Wolverine. Wolverine.
It's
Yeah,
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Wolverine's not an MCU.
Who the hell is Warring?
Warring, dude. It's an
No,
original
yeah.
Sideshow.
You gave it up. We're working on more.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Which one?
Did that drop? That dropped today, Warring?
Yeah.
Sculpted by Martin.
That's true.
Wolverine, Deadpool. So.
There
Yeah.
you go.
They're part of the.
I don't believe y'all answer is a Fox character, leftover Fox
Fox
character. 6 foot tall Wolverine.
Hey, he's got a contract for multiple movies that he had to fulfill.
That's true. That's true.
That
Go back and
predated
watch
the
him,
Marvel
I think,
MCU.
Think about Loki, Tony Stark kind of guy.
Tony Stark.
He just
Tony Stark.
mine's. I'm just gonna go back with the OG from the movie, and it would be Iron Man. You know what I
Iron
mean?
Man. He started
Yeah.
the whole shit.
I mean, yeah, that was the one that
Blade
got,
started.
that's
He made him an A-list character.
yeah,
He was
Blade
never
is on.
really-
But I mean, yeah, exactly.
exactly.
No, nobody paid attention about. Nobody gave a shit about Iron Man until the movie hit.
Yeah.
And then they seen and then you bring in Robert Downey Jr. and his acting on it. It was like, man, he's the embodiment
Yeah.
of that
He can see
character.
you,
Yes, he
man.
was.
And it was, and that whole movie franchise was based off of that character
Yeah.
because they were like, wow, look at this shit could be, it looks real, it's believable, it's not silly and comic booky, and it took off, and
Bruce
you know,
Banner.
the rest is
Bruce Banner.
the Hulk.
We need
The
a
only problem is they did like
The Incredible
3
Hulk.
Hulks, 4. It's a different Hulk in each one. They're all over the
I like
place.
the one with
Is it the
I like
Banner
that.
one? Not Banner. What was the actor name?
Eric Banner.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
No,
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Eric Banner.
Bill
that's the name I was
Bixby.
looking for.
Bill Bixby?
Bill
No,
Bixby.
he said that. No. To me, he's the one from the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
original.
in relation
Oh,
with
the Ang Lee?
In terms of
Ang Lee?
No,
Or
the
Ang Lee?
original one.
The 70 Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, old school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're talking about the version of Hulk.
Yeah.
Version actor.
Yo,
and it-
there it is.
The movie, it is the Norton's one.
What was his
I think
name?
it's the fight with
Yeah, well, Abomination.
Abomination.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
That was Incredible Hulk.
Bill Bixby.
Bill
That fight
Bixby.
is awesome.
I got
But that
I got
or
something I'd
Lou
like to say.
Ferrigno. There's two different people depending on who you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. Oh,
I got something for my fellow Star Wars.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Is it possible we might see some Old Republic?
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I would love a night of the
Sideshow
Old
needs to
Republic.
tackle some Old Republic.
Jesse.
I know you can't say
That's
anything.
the love.
I'll leave that up to Jesse.
That sounded like a,
Raven.
that sounded like a
Raven.
bishop.
Raven. He don't hear. He's Stevie Wonder right now. He's just
I
doing
want
it.
to keep with you.
What's the next topic? Okay, this interview's over.
I didn't catch it.
All right, we're gonna dodge that one because we got one from Casual Nerd Problems. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. CMP.
Never heard of him.
He's an up and comer.
Must be new.
No, nobody we know.
Small. He's a small guy.
It's a small show.
Yeah,
Small fry.
not small show, but small guy. He punched me in the face when I seen him in there.
Did he jump up?
Yeah, he little macked me. The question from Casual Nerd Problems. He said, "Is the prototype supposed to be what production is trying to match, or should production pieces be better than proto?"
No, the proto is the blueprint for production.
Production, yeah.
So they should always be trying to hit that. That's.
I got a question. Your prototypes, are they painted by a master painter or the same place that does your production pieces?
The prototypes are painted in-house. We have our internal painters, Bernardo Escobar, Kat Sapine, and Chi Azuma. They're in-house, and they are the top dog painters. Every once in a while, excuse me, if we also have other painters on the out. Like if we have overflow and we're like, we need to get something painted, we have one of our outside vendors do paint on it, and it'll come in and then we'll touch it up and punch it up in-house, and then those go out overseas. So
cool. So what was some? I'll start with Martin. If you like gifts, if you were to get a gift from Daniel Bell, and it could be anything that he owns and you know he owns, what would that gift be from Danny that you want?
Something I wish it from him.
That you know he has and you want him to gift it to you.
Some air.
It's Argentinian Christmas.
Wow.
Genetics.
All right, so now you know what to get up to Christmas. I'll allow you to make that
Hair
happen.
comes from
Have you guys ever seen pictures of Martin back in the day?
Yeah, it's with the long hair. Like,
Yeah, he was all hair.
It was all hair.
It was hair on his
What
face.
have you made to the
have, but not
sculpting
my
gods?
hair.
He gave
Just
up his
everywhere
hair
else.
for the talent.
It's because it went down and then it just went back.
The body is so
Reverse
weird.
that, Dan. The reverse
No,
question.
he didn't answer.
He wants a real end. He said he doesn't want. He wants.
That is a tough one, so I keep the.
Plead the fifth.
All right. How about
the
you?
ability, his eyes, not literally.
You want his eyes out of his socket?
Have you seen his glasses? You don't want those eyes.
He said you don't want these.
You don't want these.
Man, he could burn ants with those eyes.
I asked him something good for you.
He's like Cyclops.
The criteria, I mean,
Yeah.
the way he sees things, it is very interesting because I was working many projects, and he was saying like just one quick view. He said, "Danny, are you sure about that? Or why don't you try this?" And then I tried it. Oh, there you go. I mean, he can see things really fast because he's experienced, because he's talent. Because,
He's good one.
Yeah, he's running for president.
He's a good one.
And wise.
It's a wise. Yeah.
Wise. What was the one piece of advice he gave you that impacted you the most to this day, that you still use it in your day?
Martin's gonna start crying.
Take time and see. I mean, sometimes when you're not rushing, but working something that you love and you put in so much time in some particular areas, it is okay. Take some time, just see a whole picture, come back later. And that helps you a lot because sometimes you put so much time in a detail of something, then when you see the entire thing you're doing, it doesn't look so good. So it is something that it's like the wine. Wine you gotta let fine wine.
You're like fine wine.
It's a good way. It's a good
You
way.
got a new nickname.
Right?
Get fine wine on the horn.
You like fine wine?
There you go.
You told him how to be like fine wine.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you ain't getting out of it. You got to answer now. Like, what was?
I wasn't saying Martin was a wine.
I know. But Martin, about
it's getting a little hot up in here.
What was a piece of, I don't know, it would be an advice, but there was something that you've learned from Danny that you took in and sort of like use it.
I mostly learned everything from him. So.
No.
Well, the thing he learned from me, I learned from him, and it just kept pinpointing.
Well, that is a bit on that way. So
really,
he handled the anatomy in a way I would like to do.
Yeah.
I like to do crazy things and try to learn everything in relation with anatomy, but so far to this guy yet. So it's something he do naturally. I mean, he started with digital not so many years back, and he's doing master things on his own. So
that's a great point because you come from traditional sculpting, and I love that marriage of like being able to learn and have that experience all under in the same company where you guys can utilize it and share
but
that.
Also, I would love to have that talent to work in traditional like he. Well, I would say he did because you're not doing it anymore.
I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah.
But you can do it. I mean,
I think so. I don't know.
I think sometimes as a sculptor,
when's the last time
you had time?
I started with some traditional stuff, but it wasn't just a short time. Sometimes when you work so much in the computer, you need to, I don't know, go and work on some clay. The ability that Martin had, of course. Yeah. Dirt in your
dirt on your hands. Get your hands dirty.
His ability is amazing. I mean, if you see pictures of, I don't know, Venom, for example, the old one, the OG Venom, and you can see all those details and, all the cut of the dead pieces, all those intricate small details everywhere. It was all made by hand. I mean, it's
blowing it with the airbrush.
Exactly.
All kinds of weird.
This goes for
crazy.
It's always cool to see how you guys interact and how you guys grow and learn from each other.
I'm a bigger fan of that type of stuff. I think just
I like
from being painter, tactile, and problem solving.
I want to make sure.
Whereas digitally, you can problem solve, but
but it's different.
So this one is like,
love you so much.
Annie,
get a room.
We got about 5 more minutes.
Too many hands floating around.
There we go. All right. So, what was the question I was gonna ask? But the question I was going to ask was, you guys probably watch some. I don't know how much you guys watch of the YouTube shows that we all have. If you know what was said, or the person who said it, if you don't know the person who said it, but what was said that pissed you off the most? It could have been from me, Shane. It could have been from Casual. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Red wedding time.
Address these mofos now.
Red wedding time.
And I can't remember.
The swords are coming out.
I remember a few times I was called lazy. Like, this is the laziest piece, the Danny's piece.
Oh, wow. Why would that upset you?
Say you just don't like it.
You want me to know this? That means you're working smarter, not harder.
Now you're trying to hurt me.
No, but it's lazy. We put months and months, hours and hours.
That's gotta suck when you do
that.
So I prefer people to give me constructive feedback and non-destructive, because the destructive one doesn't help anyone.
Nothing.
That doesn't do nothing.
You ain't gonna get a better piece by saying that, right?
No. So I prefer to, instead of calling me lazy, I prefer to add any. I don't like that. Why you need to? Actually, people sometimes approach me and say, "I don't like what you did. Why did you took that decision?" I prefer that 100 times more than just call me lazy, because
it's a conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation. You can tell me why you took that decision, and at the end of the day, it is sometimes you can't please everyone.
And long as you
understand,
that's the most important thing. Like when you understand that
it's one thing to have
all
an
your
opinion.
Pieces is going to be
it's not a
just
like,
the majority
you
of
have one that you really like and say, why you did that?
So many people.
The piece was
I think that's
forever waiting.
Because it's literally like getting to meet you guys here. It's just sort of like I'm going around there. Maybe we go tomorrow sometime and we can talk about the pieces that you made, and we could go over.
Point out all the faults.
No.
Now we're gonna go down the line. Danny, what happened here?
This is why we
Martin,
like
what is this? What is this?
Come here.
Martin's looks a little bit more lazy than Danny's.
No. I will never. That's the thing. You guys do something that we could only dream of. In my space, I can relate, because if I'm trying to do an encounter or something, like
you do video games,
games, right? So I'm a game dev, design, encounter design, right? So if I put something out there and create it, and they just be like, "You should add a rocket launcher." Well, what? Why? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Because I want a rocket launcher.
I want that.
You should want a rocket launcher too.
I can't kill any of these guys with the other weapons. I need a goddamn rocket launcher.
I can kill a lot of people.
But you know what? If they would have said, like, you know what, the weapons that I have,
come here.
It takes too long because I can't kill them efficiently.
I want to kill him way over there. I don't want to kill him right here.
If I had a weapon that can actually do damage to multiple targets at the same time, it will help me clean up the enemies quicker. Oh, okay. Now that's a comment. Same thing. It's how you said it.
It's all about attack and delivery.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, most of the time we receive a lot of great comments like, I love this, love it. But it's natural to see one bad comment and it's, why this guy didn't like it? Why? Just point me which part you didn't like. The whole piece, that part. It is really natural to. It's hard to accept the negativity.
And just to, because and he's 100% true. I mean, I used to see it when I was doing paint stuff. But there's another thing is like, I started watching the various podcasts like a few months ago, because I was like, I need to jump back in on this, because I stepped away for so long to be like, it is what it is. It exists. I know how collectors are, and a lot of times the hardcore guys are like the 1%ers, because they are so hardcore that sometimes they can't see themselves out of the little realm and stuff. So it's like, all right, maybe we don't need to focus so much on that. But the thing is now that I've been watching them again, a lot of the podcasts, they're a bunch of friends. Everybody's friends. And when you're together with friends, you don't. Behind closed doors, you're not going, I love everything.
No,
everything.
I'm sure you guys don't do that.
No, absolutely not. The only difference is you guys have opened it up into a forum where everybody else can see. So now you're watching it from afar, and the thing is like, all right, I don't agree with everything that, and I'm not saying you guys, but in general, you'll see a conversation going, and people get heated because they're friends, and they're like, that piece sucks, and I would never buy that. But the thing, to tie it in, what I respect is when they go, that's just me. I don't like it. And they're not necessarily saying, Martin or Jesse or myself or Danny sucks.
Exactly.
That's a different thing. Like because
Not
then
my
it becomes
taste,
then it becomes personal.
I was waiting for something different.
But if somebody doesn't
but
like something that
yeah.
Sideshow doesn't put out,
Yeah.
fine. You don't need to like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's fine. You're not hurting our feelings by saying that.
No.
The feelings get hurt when you're going.
Something.
Martin
Yeah.
doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
Danny
lazy,
dropped the
like
ball.
her.
Is
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Lazy.
Lazy D.
We will not get that
Oh god.
That's fucking gold.
No, but,
Oh god.
another thing is
A t-shirt.
sometimes the negativity gets
You heard it here
contagious.
Danny brought it up.
And
Danny
it's
said
spread.
it. We didn't say it.
spread through the whole
It's
thing.
easy.
So it's really
Take
easy
care
to
what you
get,
say.
contagious. So that's why sometimes we implemented this thing of showing our
Show-
stuff
Yeah.
earlier, so you can see 360. Because sometimes it is. I remember one episode.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't a con a few years ago. Someone was showing a picture of Flash,
Mm-hmm.
and the picture was taken with a cell phone very close to the statue with a
Make it like a
angular
bubble.
camera.
I remember that.
Yeah,
And
right?
it made it look like elongated.
And people say, "Oh, why the face?" And
Danny knows nothing about
and
anatomy.
The hands are so big and
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so small. And then I would say, "Oh, I'm sure everyone is
I
going to
understand
avoid
that
this
this,
because,
a perspective thing.
and
But
then
that's-
people say, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing the same." I say, "Guys,
Yeah, you're seeing a picture.
But
Crappy photo.
But that's the funny thing. People see that and take it at
Either.
face value,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, you guys are an expert at anatomy, but
Yeah.
you're not an expert at taking photos. You don't know that
Exactly.
certain lenses will bubble out or don't
Yeah.
shoot on the
Fish
periph
eye,
of of all these things. But yet everybody knows everything about
And what's
anatomy
really
and
crazy-
pain.
Yeah.
It's funny because
This
Composition.
happens all the
Evan,
time.
you
All the
come
time.
across
People
with
judge
someone
on these
say
photos
something
as
like
shitty.
lighting.
And they'll
Positive.
see the piece, it's great.
Yeah.
and
But
you
people
give
still
some
jump on it.
Yeah.
argument back,
Yeah.
you
Well,
are
everybody
very
wants to be an
proud,
expert.
and you don't
So,
accept
always.
critics. So it's like, okay, you know what?
It's a lose-lose when you have to do
Yeah.
like
So it's better don't say nothing.
I
and, yeah.
I respect that too, because there are companies that come down and get in the dirt, and I'm like, don't get in the dirt because
Yeah.
it's sort of
It's not worth it.
It's
No.
not worth it.
No.
Yeah. So like
Proof's
for
in
me
the pudding at
personally,
the end.
one of the reasons I started doing shows and doing it because I was seeing a lot of just like the alpha would say something, and then that's
Nobody
the
else
whole
would. Yeah,
panel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
And then it could be positive, it could be negative, but it was like,
Yeah.
you got 10 people and everybody has the same opinion.
And that's when you know it's
That-
BS.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like
You know?
those shows irk me.
Yeah.
Like the people that I do
It's
panels
like
with
politics.
multiple shows,
Yeah.
they know. Like we're Fatal. I was like Fatal. Like I know that seems tense.
Damn it, Cameron.
I was like, I know that seems tense, but our differences of opinion now gives the audience, somebody who's watching, a perspective that somebody is sharing on there. And the more perspectives you have on there with their own opinions, their own styles. I'm not a Star Wars collector, but I love that Shane's there, right? Because he represents Star Wars and he can talk to it from a place of knowledge where mine is going to be surface level and it's not going to I
And
might
trust
as well not even speak on it because
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Plus different points of view.
Yeah.
It's an organic conversation.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is what you want.
Yes.
If we all come on and go, do we like this? Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show's over.
But trust me,
Yeah.
we don't want to hear everybody
10-minute
saying they
show.
like everything.
Right.
It's like
You don't get better.
Yeah, it's
No,
like what
But
is
that's why,
this? This is boring.
As a YouTuber,
Boring.
you have a lot of responsibility. You know,
Yes.
Because people is going to
100%.
believe you if you get, for example, you get more audience, more
Mhm.
people start following you,
Yeah.
and you start, saying disrespectful things about artists, about statues of companies, whatever.
We'll
People's
make it
gonna-
personal.
you're going to
Yeah.
create that thing in the community.
It
So-
creates a toxic, and then
Exactly.
you build up a
Exactly. So
new
that,
collectors come in and they have that
Yeah.
perspective of that's how they engage, that's how
Exactly.
you engage, and it's sort of like
But and also with that, just to jump in, you also see a pattern on if there's certain individuals, and once again, I'm not saying you guys or your
hey,
cast,
I would love for you
But-
guys to say,
but
just
you-
like
but
we-
I mean, you see-
we criticize, we
because some of-
criticize, y'all can criticize us.
Absolutely.
but,
all
but
day.
some of the people I don't even know their names, but I know they're on certain casts. But
Yeah.
you can tell you go, well, I know that this person. It's almost like I can read minds. If they're going through a Sideshow piece, they're going to automatically talk shit and hate it because they don't like Sideshow. Then why are you even talking about it?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we know you're not going to like anything about anything Sideshow does.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to the table? Like you're
Yeah.
so biased that what are you doing other than to be speaking up for all the other Sideshow haters, or maybe not even Sideshow.
They're just
Anybody.
They're just being mean.
Yeah, they're just
that's mean.
That's like my
man.
stance, and you're not going to change me from thinking that thinking it's I know everything about this. It's like it's obvious you don't. It's almost like an inadequacy that you can't have a constructive conversation about it.
So I know we're probably wrapping up soon, but I do got a question. So if you have something that you don't like your Star Wars, I don't know if you're watching Acolyte, but it's pretty shitty. That's what most people feel about it, right? If you like it,
we won't talk about it.
I
don't want to jump.
I love that.
Why
you say that?
I love that show.
It's the best show ever, right?
If you guys have to work on a project,
I hate that they killed my favorite character on this show.
and it's something you don't like, do you find it, not that you wouldn't put your all in your 100% effort, but you find it harder to try to work on a piece if you really dislike the show or the character, you think they've taken away from the real source of it?
For me personally, because there's been times where that happens, I will do the complete opposite. And I've always joked about these sorts of things because we'll trade projects back and forth just because of our tastes, I should say.
Sure.
And I'll get one. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like trading cards. I'll go.
Yeah.
Well, the list will come out on the project and go, do you want to do this one? I don't know anything about this, and I know you like this, or whatever it may be.
When I do get those, I'll just be like, fuck it. I'm going to be the biggest. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to just do what I need to do.
Make it the best.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm on some stuff right now where I got to be in there, and I'm like, what is
I always
this?
joked about, even if we did Edward from Twilight. It's like it comes to me.
That's his favorite.
I'll be like,
Make it the best shiny vampire ever.
Absolutely,
Shiny.
it'll be the best
Shimmery.
Edward you ever.
Yeah.
Light up feature.
He'll be like, where do I get the best glitter out there?
Best glitter. Oh, good glitter. He gets all the good glitter.
Yep.
All the good glitter.
He's like, I found this German glitter. That we're gonna put in
Finest
this
German
race.
glitter ever made.
$100 for one of these little
Yep.
towns.
What?
But we need it.
And then somebody's gonna go, man, that's the worst glitter I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
He was lazy.
Yeah, that's
He just
lazy
put glitter
glitter
on
on
it.
Yeah, that's the laziest glitter.
Lazy D.
Come on here.
Yep.
Daniel said, I had nothing to do with that piece.
That looks just like that glitter we used in preschool.
Dude, that's awesome. But yeah, I don't want to take up all of your time because there's a whole con here.
yeah.
These guys are
You should show with the camera.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know. It's just an idea because it looks so awesome
from up here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna end up doing. Is I'm gonna
Can you
try
trust
this
me to
guy.
pick it up?
This
Not
might.
this is where it goes south.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Break it.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
I don't know what they said. Let's see. See, this might be. Look at all of this.
Yeah, there you go.
There they go.
So next year, you guys come.
But yeah, no. Let's. Look, it's
Here, we are here.
He said,
Whoa.
please. Hey, please.
Little robot camera.
There you go.
It's like a droid.
Yeah, it's like
Right there.
Again, I'm sorry, guys.
he needs like two big googly eyes on
I
there.
know. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm actually get those.
Go to Michael's and glue them on.
Little googly eyes.
But dude, I appreciate guys. You actually first of all, coming out to engage with us, chat with us. It's
Getting
been
on a
dope.
plane and flying
Get
over.
on the
The
plane.
humidity.
Dude, freaking Martin Canale. We got Anthony. We got Jesse. We got
Lazy D.
I like Lil D.
Lazy D or Little D. We gotta leave him.
Depends on what team you're on. What team are you on? Lil D or Lazy D?
All the D's.
We got that Lazy D. We got that. The cock has Lazy D, and we got Little D in the house.
Who you want to talk to?
I can't wait to go back and do some Photoshop tonight.
Anthony's like, oh, you give me some
Y'all chatting
material.
good. It'd be wild. But yeah, so from the floor, we're gonna try to get Martin. We're gonna try and get Daniel Bale. We're gonna go over. They got a beautiful display of all Sideshow statues that we're gonna try to get sometime. I'm not gonna put a day on it because we're here and I don't want to interrupt people. I just want to be like, hey, you available? And then do it when they're available versus all of that stuff. But we're making it happen. Tonight we'll be back on before we close. I don't know what time that's going to be, but that's just going to be us hanging out with anybody. We're going to be sort of what you see here. It might be Fade, or it might be Al, it might be Beast 51. And then 30 minutes after that, we switch them out and the new people come in, and we're just gonna be rotating people out, talking about their experience, what they see. Joe Mo's gonna be on here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hurt, we're gonna have an autograph session with Hurt. I
got to get my autograph from.
Special mention to Mr. Marcus who make that.
Oh, that's how you gotta say. You gotta save that. Like, dude, shout out to Marco, collectors. You know what?
Yes.
Give it up for Marco. He's like, no, I ain't got it.
He's not even here. He's at home.
Yeah, but no, Sideshow.
He's
coming. He's coming. Yeah, get over here. Get in here.
Get your ball ass
Get
over
your
here.
ass up. Hey.
Sexy bald ass.
Get your sexy ball ass over here.
Sideshow's gonna interview you now.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Ask him the hard questions.
Like,
I'm
what's
not
your sign?
interviewing
This is tight.
Yeah, it is.
Like a submarine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is how you look right here. That's
Do
the
you
camera.
like walks on the beach?
There you go. But yeah, so Marco, how's it going so far?
I'm good.
You're buffed.
Make me look even
How
fatter.
buff are you right now on the scale of?
No, I said you're making
How
me
buff
look
are you
fatter.
right now on the scale of me
How
and,
buff I am?
and Beast 51?
Beast 51.
Yeah,
Let the comments come.
Get me out of here.
Marco.
I got Shane behind me. That's all.
How dare you be in shape?
Hey, Marco.
So what's the question? What's up? We're live, right?
Yeah, we are live. So
Not for much longer.
we need a definitive name for Danny's new name, Leaving Collector.
Have you heard the names?
The options are
Think about it.
yeah,
Take your time.
Little D or Lazy D.
Both names are
lazy?
tonight.
He told this story.
Yeah.
This is the first
I'm
day.
going with him. Lazy little D.
Y'all ain't not gonna disrespect Danny Belly like that.
Gets body choice.
LLD.
So any two choices we got.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know me. Damn, I missed that one.
Who was sitting? Oh, he was sitting here.
Yeah.
Can you see him still?
Hey Marco,
Hey,
so
your
thank you.
camera's
We just wanted to
flashy.
thank you for putting this together. To
Oh,
get like
thank you for
this
coming.
doesn't exist without you, and
And
this
these
doesn't
guys.
exist without
Another round of
Sideshow
applause.
Yeah.
putting it together.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite.
Give it up. Give it up.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Same thing.
What do you guys want to leave the Cock Nation with? He's a Cock Diesel. Oh, look! That's a tag team champion.
Wait, I gotta do this.
I gotta go.
Get out of here. All right. Thanks again, Marco. Thanks again, Sideshow. We'll see you guys
Thank you,
tonight.
guys.
Yeah. See you
Good
next
times.
time.
Good
Bye,
times.
guys.
Good
Bye.
times. Later.
Like and subscribe.
Let me
Like
see
and
the
subscribe.
like that like button. Like and subscribe. And remember, we're the
What the what? What a money reside? What a money reside? What a money reside? What a money reside?